You're listening to the smartest guys in marketing, the best show on the planet for client businesses to learn about traffic, funnels, sales, conversions, and marketing coolness. Chris and Taylor are the founders of Traffic and Funnels, a digital marketing consultancy helping you get paid clients from cold traffic daily. Now, here are your hosts, Chris and Taylor.
Hey, I just got off a coaching session with somebody on our team and wanted to share a couple of the principles with you. My AirPods are at 20% battery, so I'm going to make this quick, and I'm going to share a little inspiration, a little bit of fire with you. So pumped, ready to go. Here's the deal. Most of my time these days is spent coaching my team, our team, me and Chris. We're up to, I think, 30 employees. We have multiple companies. You know that. But what's crazy is we have all these new people coming into different companies that they don't know our culture, and they're trying to figure us out, and they're trying to figure out like how we do things, how we handle stress, how we handle communication. And 99.9% of people's issues are not work issues. They struggle at work because they struggle at home. They struggle at work because they struggle in the gym. They struggle at work because they struggle with their food. They are not tactical issues. I'm telling you this, when I figured out that the quality of my life choices impacted the quality of my business choices, lightning. Things began to blow up. Things began to grow. Things began to just become effortless at work. They're all life issues. People aren't waking up on time in the morning, and so they tell themselves they're going to wake up at 6. They wake up at 7. And they have confidence issues when they're in a boardroom meeting Friday afternoon and they can't speak with the authority that they need because on Tuesday they woke up late. I'm telling you, it is such a interesting pattern when you understand that everything is linked together like a chain, and one breakage in the link, one, will lower your effectiveness in other areas of your life that you didn't even count on being connected. So we talk about this with our sales guys all the time. The first thing I ask when people are going through a rut is actually, what time did you go to bed last night? It's not, well, how many offers have you made? It's, I want to find out what's wrong with the human, because what's wrong with the human always bleeds out into the work. You got me? Making sense? Anyways, specifically with this coaching client, or with this staff that I was coaching, me and Chris Ron, and he kept saying things like, I want this and I want that and I want to get better. But we have all these whack beliefs, and the quality of your belief system typically is going to come in and either elevate your reality or it will move it down. It's crazy how what we have in the flesh, you know, the car that we drive and the clothes that we wear and the house that we live in tends to warp itself to our belief system. And we're raised, if you're in the US, you're raised in a culture that is really training you to be a person of low belief. Don't expect a lot, which means you'll be happy. You know, afraid of debt, afraid of investment tools. There are all these things in culture and society that hardwire us to not necessarily be the best version of ourselves. Really, it's optimizing people for safety rather than optimizing people for growth. And we have all these belief systems that we come out with that are weird. And we did this experiment in Elite in January. It was like, how many of you believe that money is hard to get or in short supply? Nobody raised their hand. And I was like, how many people are not at a level of income you want to be at? And everyone raised their hand. It's like, well, then you're lying to yourself, because if you're not at the level you want to be at, it means you believe that money is hard to get, or you don't know how to get it, or that it's in short supply. Anyways, it was really cool. You had to have been there, I guess, because it may not make sense in post. But this guy kept saying, I want this, and I want this, and I want this. And I had to remind him that nobody cares what you want. The world, it doesn't respond to what you want. It doesn't realign itself to give you what you want. The world responds to what you absolutely have to have and you will sacrifice for. And there's a belief system. He's like, well, I don't agree with that. I believe that you can have what you want. It's like, well, what constitutes you getting what you want? Is it that you want it? And he's like, no, I work hard. It's like, okay, well, how many of Americans work hard at their jobs? You think unemployment is like 6%. 94% of people work hard, but they don't get what they want. So working hard isn't the answer. And wanting it badly is not the answer. Need, necessity, that is the answer. When you get to a place where you have such a high necessity for the words on your morning formula, where you read those words on your morning formula and you absolutely have to have it. Do anything for it. All of a sudden, what you notice is that you might be doing the same things. You might not change all of the behaviors, but all of a sudden things begin to warp themselves. They begin to push themselves into a place of alignment. And literally the world overextends itself to give you the things that you must have. Call it woo-woo. Call it whatever you want. The fact of the matter is it's proven. And there's never been something that I've put on my morning formula that I don't have now. It's crazy. It's not a phenomenon. It's just demonstrated it with 1,000 clients. You have to be willing to go so far because of the things that you feel like you need to have. Nothing can stop you. And I reminded this guy of that. And he kind of got his energy back. And I fully believe he's going to go out and he's going to figure it out. But I just wanted to share that with you guys because sometimes we can get so soft, especially if some of you ballers who have been in here for a little bit and you started to win. You can get so soft and you can become entitled to growth and feel like you're entitled for your life to move forward. And I'm entitled to upgrade my lifestyle every 6 months, but you're not. You have to remember that if I had the option between not hitting the targets that I've set for myself and putting myself in a tank of water with no oxygen, I would choose the tank. When I listen to that, you're like, well, Taylor, that's a little extreme. Maybe it is a little extreme, but it's also real. And there's an element of truth to it. And when it comes down to my central nervous system, I have bonded so much with that future that I want. I have aligned myself so much with that future that I want that my identity has snapped over to that identity. And I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable when I'm not at that future version of myself. Anyways, just some thoughts for you. My AirPods are about to die. And I hope you guys were inspired by this. Freaking hit your goals. It's time to go. There's nothing that can stop you except for you. Don't forget that. See ya.